Hola, I am feeling so inspired today to talk about commitment and how it relates to emotional addictions. And what I mean by this is, are your goals, is what you want to create, aligned with what you're emotionally practicing? And I feel that a lot of times we are emotionally addicted to all the things that we don't want to create. We're emotionally addicted to fear. We're emotionally addicted to doubt. We're emotionally addicted to feeling like the victim, like things are happening to us. We may emotionally be addicted to worry and stress. And even though we may talk about wanting to create a better life, a better situation, a better body, a better relationship with others and ourselves, if we're emotionally addicted to the opposite, then that's where the disconnect comes. And that's why you may be getting the same results that you always get in order to feel the same emotions you have always felt. And this really came home to me with my eating disorder. I struggle with bulimia and emotional eating from the age of 13 to about my mid 20s. And it wasn't until I realized, I would talk about wanting to get better. And I would go to, I don't know if you guys know, but there's something called Overeaters Anonymous. You can actually go to meetings like Alcoholics Anonymous and talk about your emotional eating, because it is an addiction in a way. And I would go to my meetings and I would talk about getting better. And I would, every Monday on time, I would start a new diet. And so I would talk about what I wanted and I would think about what I wanted. But I was emotionally addicted to self-pity because I had practiced it so often. I was emotionally addicted to being in the dark. I was emotionally addicted to just always being in this struggle, and it was my identity. I'm the girl that struggles and tries hard but doesn't make it. And I think in a way I even took pride in that. I know that may sound strange, but really stepping back now and looking at the whole situation, I was addicted to that. And that was easy for me. That was what I was practicing. That was my default. And your default is usually the place that you go to when you are not in the best situation. That's why in January, or at the beginning of things, or when we start something, or when there's a hopeful thought that enters our mind, we're willing to practice the things that we want to feel. But the minute we step into any hurdle or any challenge, we go right back to our addiction. We go right back to what we're used to. And if what we're wanting is change, if what we're wanting is change, if what we're wanting is transformation, if what we're wanting is to feel alive and fulfilled, and I hope you feel something, because if you're wanting something that has not been manifested, that you have not created, you should feel it. If what you're wanting is still inside of you and you have not made it into a reality, I want you to check in with your emotional universe, with your emotional habits. What are your emotional patterns? Are you so used to being stressed that it becomes second nature? Are you so used to being depressed or worried? Some people are addicted to worrying and addicted to being in doubt, to not knowing what to do. That is getting in the way of practicing high vibration emotions. And what are those high vibrations emotions? Are the emotions that you want to feel when you get to where you're wanting to go. Joy, peace, gratitude. Can you practice those now, even though the event or the situation that you're wanting is not directly in front of you? And that is the challenge, but that is also, in a way, the way through. Yeah, right here in front of me, I'm dealing with an eating disorder. Or right here in front of me, I am dealing with, my lover passing away. Or right here in front of me, I'm dealing with a relationship that is not working and we're self-destructing. Can I practice in that moment my vision? Can I practice seeing beyond that and feeling beyond that? And I'll tell you something, it won't feel natural and your body will fight it. And because fear and doubt, they're committed little ones. They're always on time and they're always there, like ready to do what they do best, which is keep you stuck. So just think about it today and see how you navigate challenges, because that's usually when our emotional addictions come up, when we're dealing with something difficult. Can you practice the opposite? And sometimes we're looking for a harder solution than it needs to be. Sometimes we think that it has to be this big, complicated thing. And thank God for neuroplasticity. The ability to change is with the practice of a different pattern. You're only emotionally addicted to all those, low vibration emotions because you've been practicing them. So can you create a container where you allow yourself, where you give yourself permission? You know what? I want to feel self-worth. Man, I need to practice. What would self-worth feel? What would peace feel? What would joy feel? And I think that is the practice that will really take you to the next step. So if you're dealing with something, if you're feeling stuck, if you're even though it's January, if you're already feeling kind of the emotion addiction come, can you take a step back and say, for 5 minutes, I'm going to practice the opposite. For 5 minutes, I'm going to focus emotionally on where I want to go and not where I've been, because then we're living in the past. Then we're not really living in the present or trying to create the future. Then we're just like this. And it's hard to look forward and be clear of where I'm going if this is what I'm doing all the time. And I think that's what happens when we're emotionally addicted to past emotions. We're looking behind us instead of focusing ahead where we actually want to go. So leave a comment if it feels right, if you feel aligned, and I'll see you in the next video.